This is exactly why I tell people to always ship comics in a box. Bronze Age Super Key, hopefully intact, coming up next.
This video is sponsored by PGX Grading Services. Get 10% off your first submission by using the code WeLoveComics 10% on your order form. Link in description.
Hello, my comic book collectors. This is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And as you can see here, the Postal Service has done yet another fantastic job of making sure packages arrive safely. And it's kind of sad how the post office just throws stuff around. I mean, I've sent out items in the mail before, and when I hand it to them in the post office, they kind of throw things around. So just imagine when you're not there to see what they do. But this is exactly why I tell all of my subscribers, never assume that a seller knows what they're doing or even cares about what they're doing. And always request the way you would like your comic to be shipped. Because if this person would have done the typical, little manila envelope like this, for example, and the way you saw that box, just imagine how destroyed this comic would have been. And when you see what comic this is, you can understand why I would be a little upset if it did not arrive safely. So what I always do is I make sure, after I win an auction, I message the seller, and I tell them specifically the way I want it shipped. I tell them, can you please, put several thick pieces of cardboard on either side of the comic. Also, put it in a box, so this way it will prevent the Postal Service from doing like what you saw on the box. So it doesn't always guarantee it. Every now and then, even if I mention it to somebody, they won't do it. But you'd be amazed at how many actually will, and some will actually even thank you because, most people will yell and scream if something doesn't go the way they want, but yelling and screaming doesn't help improve the situation. So some people actually appreciate me pointing out how to do it because it helps them in the long run, because if they don't have to refund somebody's money and they actually get to keep it, that helps them as well. So this person did a really good job securing this comic, but I would like to think I'm partially responsible for that because I made sure I indicated how I wanted it done. So make sure you do that when you buy on eBay, or any way for that matter. Don't assume, even if they have, thousands of ratings, that they really know what they're doing or care. So with that being said, before I show the comic, just make sure you wait until the end to see who is the surprise subscriber shout-out. All you have to do is be a subscriber, and if you would like one, you're more than welcome to ask for one, and I will do my best to bring it to you as soon as humanly possible. And as soon as I can... Alright, they did some good job taping this, so this was taped before a live audience. Insert comedy joke there. Okay, so they put it in a Mylar, which is very nice. This is a Key Bronze Age comic. This is something I've always wanted. I've seen it, and this is one of those where I've passed on it several dozens of times because I want to make sure I get the right deal. And like I always tell people, in this world of collecting, if you're patient, you will find a comic that you like for the price that you can afford, but you are going to have to pass up on a bunch of them. So if you have the ability to be patient, you will be rewarded eventually, but it does take time. This one took me years to get, and this is the first time I've ever owned this comic. So with that being said, let's show the new Bronze Age Key to my collection. And we have the House of Secrets, issue number 92, which is the first appearance of the Swamp Thing. Now this is probably a 4.5-ish to maybe a 5.0 range. I think it would probably be closer to a 4.5. As you could see here, somebody wrote either $195 or $1.95. Staples are intact, but you can see there's a couple of minor issues, especially as you can see on the bottom left-hand corner. Same thing as what's called dog ears there, which is basically it folded over and it's got some spinal creases. And you can see here, this is where probably people flip through the pages. That happens a lot in these older comics. You know, it just shows that this comic was loved. But I've always loved the artwork on this cover. And this book gets really expensive. So I paid a decent price for it. I know I didn't overpay, but I definitely paid less than what most people pay, because these books, and I mean, there's no movie or TV show with the Swamp Thing in it, at least as far as I know, not recently anyway. So if this character ever gets, they're not going to get their own movie, but if they ever appear in any of the movies, this book is going to be even higher. So I think this is another one of those speculating books, and I think also people love it for the cover. I mean, it's just great artwork. With the shipping and handling, and, well, there's no taxes or anything, but I paid $380 for this book, which, on average, for a lower grade, I've seen 2.0s sell for about $400. So I think I got a pretty decent deal on this one. And again, I had to wait a long time, so be patient. If there's a book that you want, don't just buy the first one that you see. There will always be other opportunities, and you will get them eventually. And just be excited about the hunt. Because believe it or not, the hunt is one of the most fun parts. Because once you get it, now you don't have to search for it anymore, and then that whole thrill and excitement is gone. So appreciate the time it takes, because the longer it does take, the actual more rewarding and satisfying it is when you do get it. So keep that in mind and always have fun with it. Don't get yourself frustrated. Don't beat yourself up if you lose a couple of auctions or two, or you don't see it for a while. You know, it's part of the game. And if you play a game to have fun, you'll always continue to play. And that's what it should be, a game, a fun game. So that's it. As usual, if you want to give it a thumbs up, you can. If you want to hit subscribe, you can. Hit the like button's even awesomer, and just don't hit the person next to you, because we know that is not nice. And I want to thank you all for watching another one of my videos. And don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video. Stay tuned for the surprise subscriber shout-out. And I would say something interesting here, but as you can see, I'm going to keep it a secret.